Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 168 of Shacknews Presents Pop Goes the Culture. I'm Donovan Erskine, news editor here at Shack News, alongside Greg Burke, our illustrious head of video. Greg, happy Thursday morning over on the
Oh,
West
dude, yeah,
Coast.
dude, this week flew by, just completely and utterly flew by.
Oh, yeah, time flies when you're playing games, as they said in Spy Kids 3D. Um, of course, I think this is our first time doing actual consecutive shows, like on back-to-back weeks in like a month and a half. It feels like we've been doing every other week at best since like
Yeah,
PAX. But we're here. We're ready to talk entertainment news. Last week was kind of like a little bit of like the Super Bowl almost for this business of like movies and TV
yeah,
and
Comic
stuff
Con, yeah,
because yep, San Diego Comic Con went down last weekend. Ozzy Mejia was there in proximity. He was down in San Diego. Um, Obviously, you can argue Comic Con's not as big as it used to be. It didn't have the big announcements here, but it still had a lot of stuff going on. Still a lot of news and announcements. I saw that George Lucas was there, and they said it was his first time ever going to Comic Con, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. That all those years George Lucas was never
well,
at a
that's I
Comic
mean that's
Con.
the ironic thing with Lucas is that I think he hates Star Wars. Like it cost him his marriage, and like it's like there's a lot like it's one of
No,
those things,
he's
right?
married now. He's got the love. He's with the new woman. It's the love of his life.
Right, but originally in the 70s and 80s, it cost him his marriage. Like it's crazy, right? It's just nuts. Like that's I think
The
that's
guy
his
named
story
his
is so
farm
interesting.
Skywalker Ranch.
Yeah,
I don't think that George Lucas hates Star Wars. I'm sure he probably doesn't like what Disney's done with it, but I think he still likes it as for what it is. It's it's his baby. Even when your child makes you mad, they're still your baby. Um, yeah, I thought it was interesting that he was there for the first time. I'm surprised Lucas from nobody had dragged him out there in the last
yeah, he
like
had a good speech too. He did like a
30,
good little
40
speech
years of
about
Star Wars
stories
stuff.
and stuff like that, which is kind of cool because he doesn't really. He's more an
That's cool.
advocate
I
of
want to.
like of technology more than like I think stories. Like he's a better
I
he's
mean,
better on
always
that
been a
end.
huge tech guy.
Yeah, he's a big tech dude. I think that's why the someone else wrote the other two original
I
Star Wars movies.
I want to go to his museum that that's what he was there for, was to talk about his museum, the Museum of Narrative Art. I want to go to that thing. I don't know when it opens,
Where is it? Is it
but
in is it in my neck of the
it's
woods?
in LA. It's in LA.
Oh,
Exposition Park, which I guess is what they named that's funny, Exposition Park. Um, yeah, it's gonna be somewhere in LA. It opens next year, so I think we need to find a way to make that a Shack News trip so we can go like walk around in there. But it's gonna be awesome. I mean, it's George Lucas money into a museum about narrative
oh
art.
damn, that thing
It-
is like I've been in the dark. That thing is weird looking.
yeah, it looks like a spaceship.
How the hell did they build that so fast? Oh my god.
Yeah,
Is it right by
I think they've
UC? It
been
looks like it's
working on
right by
this stuff.
UCLA. It looks like.
Oh, maybe. Okay, that would make sense. I think I know where that area is. The freaking stuff on the top looks weird.
That's nuts.
Yeah, I didn't even know they had that much space in LA to even build that. Well, there you go. I mean, what a cool thing to have next to your school campus, though. If you were like a student, Jesus.
No, fun fact,
Um,
there's actually a lot of space in LA. It's the rezoning it is becoming the issue. When they have like this huge industrial section that's just like empty and they've tried to rezone it several times for housing and everything it gets voted down every time. They're like, nope, too crowded. We don't want more people living here. You're like, well, part of my they actually took one of the votes when I was living in LA and I was like, why did they vote that down? Oh, because it's too crowded. I'm like, whatever. Said the property owners who don't want their value to go down.
yeah,
Crazy. That's nuts. That's a huge building.
yeah, it looks awesome. I'm excited to eventually go there one day because I'll make that a priority of mine if I get to go to LA in 2026. But Greg, we're not here to talk about George Lucas. In fact, we're not even here to talk about Star Wars. We're here to talk about a slew of other topics, starting off with the movie that's hitting theaters, I believe, tonight, called The Bad Guys 2. Now, Greg, you may not be aware, but The Bad Guys was an animated movie
Uh,
produced by DreamWorks. It came out 3 years ago, I think. It was like a pandemic movie. It was this animated movie that was essentially about like a group of like criminals, but they were like animals. Like think Zootopia, but like Heat, where they're like criminals. They're doing a heist.
it's
Like
a heist
they're
movie, yeah.
that's in the yeah, they're the bad guys, but it was like with animated animals. And it was one of those movies that came out. It was the pandemic, so nobody saw it in theaters, but was surprisingly actually pretty good. Like I saw the trailers and was like, oh, this is like a random throwaway animated movie. And then I saw it in theaters and I was like, whoa, this was like really fun. The animation's very cool, vibrant, alive. It's funny. All the characters are cool. And it's like that weird offbeat misfit story because again, it's about a group of criminals doing a heist. And it's like this is like the underbelly of like Zootopia sort of feeling. Although obviously they're not connected because one is Disney, one is DreamWorks. Um, but it's getting a sequel. The sequel comes out today, Greg, and I'm not actually here to talk about the quality of the movie itself, but the credits have an interesting disclaimer, Greg. And I'm going to read it to you. This is at the end of the credits in this movie that's rolling in theaters by DreamWorks, one of the biggest studios in animation. All rights in this work are reserved for purposes of laws in all jurisdictions pertaining to data mining or AI training, including but not limited to Article 4, Section 3 of Directive EU 2019/790. This work may not be used to train AI. So there is DreamWorks invoking specifically EU legislation because they move faster than us on this stuff, and they already have rules and whatnot written around um, all of it. But this is pretty significant because this is the first major animation studio to put such a disclaimer in their movies, and it's something we've talked about, where eventually studios are going to start like trying to protect themselves. Obviously, we know that a lot of these language models and data centers are just being fed millions of hours of movies from the last century of human existence and books and art and whatnot. So I thought this was an interesting and a cool move from DreamWorks. I'm curious to see if this becomes like the standard, like every DreamWorks movie, you just put this in there. Um, I wonder if this is a thing the filmmakers fought for. Was it a studio side? But I think no matter what, it's a very interesting story.
No, it is interesting and like it's cool, but like I don't think it matters. Like it's one of those things. It's equivalent to like the FBI warning
Oh,
on those
here's
tapes.
I knew it. I knew you'd have the pessimistic take.
You know
I knew you
those
were gonna
tapes
say
that
it
say
didn't
like FBI
matter.
warning, do not duplicate this tape or you'll be suspended. Like you know what I mean? Like it's great that it's in legislation and writing, but like I don't think it's gonna stop any of this. Like I don't think it's gonna matter.
Well, it's not going to stop people from doing it, but it means people can be legally prosecuted for
Right.
doing it. So when a random startup tech CEO posts a trailer for Bad Guys versus Utopia crossover AI movie that they made, the DreamWorks could actually have some ground to stand on and sue their asses, rather than just being like, "Hey, don't do that."
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Like we are in this age where like this needs to be more and more. Like you said, it is interesting that EU does it much faster than us. We're so behind, and by the time it catches up, we're fucked. But that's my take on it. But no, like it's good that they're starting that the EU is starting to do something like this. But
Yeah. And again, I'm always curious to see if other studios follow, right? Like there's always got to be somebody who starts off the trend. Obviously it'll be a while until we see like what it does, does the next Pixar movie do that? Does the next Disney animation do that? Studio Ghibli, they were a big target of this AI stuff early on, where people were like making Ghibli versions of themselves and whatnot. Does the next Studio Ghibli movie put like a disclaimer on it, in Japanese when that comes around? I think that'll go a long way.
I also think that like
And
it's
seeing how
also
people
it's
address
also a
this.
little it's there's also like a double standard. Like I feel like behind the scenes, streamers will use their own AI from their own trailers to train it, like their own property to train it, which is like just as bad. Like because now you're trying to replace your like. I think in the long run, that's what ends up happening. So you don't want other people to train for it, sure, but these companies that own this IP will have their own AI that will train off their own things to replace their workers. Like I mean, that's where it's all heading, right? Like it's where everyone's looking 30 years, 20 years, whatever long, however long that is, you know?
I mean, maybe we don't know. I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, we have no idea what they're going to do with their IP. But I think it's definitely still worse if other studios are doing it because I think IP theft is worse than the bastardization of an IP. But I like this. I hope that more studios do it. I think that when it comes to art and creativity, I think that as creative people, you can't just lay down and be like, "Well, we're screwed anyway, so come fuck us over." I think you have to try to fight back and do something. Um, and again, the EU is much more proactive than we are about fighting any
Yeah.
sort of dangerous technology. So they've already got legislation that can be invoked. We don't really, nothing that actually matters. So we'll see. Eventually, there's going to be like a landmark historical precedent setting court case. That we're gonna get the like blank versus Disney or the blank versus DreamWorks. Like there's gonna eventually be a high profile major lawsuit about AI. I don't know if it'll be OpenAI or Google or somebody. Eventually, this is gonna go to the top of the courts in a very significant way, and will kind of determine the direction of the rest of this stuff. But
It
that's
reminds me a
probably
lot
years
of
away.
like the seeding, like when piracy was an issue, like when the seeding started. I don't know if you're very familiar with piracy. If you grew up in the age of like internet, early internet, like you could pirate movies. I'm not condoning that. I'm just saying you could. This is all
Never heard of
theoretical,
that.
but so anyway, so what they ended up doing, because people get in trouble for uploading full movies, is they end up doing what's called seeds, where you up where the movie lives on your server, right, and then like multiple people upload a fraction of the movie, right? Like there's like 9,000 people that upload zero point 0.3 seconds, whatever, and it equates to the whole movie. Because like then, if these people got caught uploading by their internet service provider or the copyright protection, like, and they went to court, it was like they would say, "What did they upload?" And it would show like a 2 second clip of an arm going like this, and it's like, okay, well, what was that worth? So like it was a way, and I'm not saying it's legal, I'm just saying, but it was a way to try to bypass the system. Be like, oh well, this person did upload the movie, but they uploaded 1 second of it. So what could that have possibly cost the company in terms of losses? But they had 10,000 people doing 10,000 1 second clips from the movie. So like I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying like people will find weird ways to go around the system, right? So I'm wondering when that will happen with the AI stuff. Well, we scraped the movie, but we only scraped 2 seconds of this paw, and like that's what did we take from you really? Like, like that's the interesting thing, right? Because like stealing is stealing, but like in a court of law, you have to prove like you lost something as well, right? Like what did you lose if they scanned the one frame of the wolf? It's interesting. I think it's interesting. I think we're going to see it unfold, and you're right, Donovan. It's gonna boulder into a huge court case of someone
I
scraping
think
something and making a lot of money off of it, and then that's when they'll intersect, right?
it really feels like an Empire Strikes Back when the world needed him most. He vanished. Avatar: Last Airbender moment. Because I genuinely this is something I've gotten because Asif has said a similar sentiment that like the company that's gonna like actually cause the most change in this field is gonna have to be like a Disney, an Apple, a Nintendo. It's gonna have to be a massive blue chip million, billion, trillion-dollar company that gets infringed upon that just absolutely ethers some massive AI studio for this to actually like set some sort of precedent. Nintendo's gonna have to take like one of those companies to court or whatever, or Apple or one of them and like win a case for there to be actually like a sea change there. And also I think just from the IP standpoint, where it's like, what did you lose? I think a big thing with copyright is that you have to prove that your IP was like hurt by the existence of it. Like, right? Like
Right.
this isn't on our Reddit, this video game news, but this week Sony filed a lawsuit against Tencent because Tencent announced this game called Light of Motoram that is like one-to-one a Horizon Zero Dawn ripoff. It's like red hair protagonist, robot dinosaurs, bow and arrow, post-apocalypse, lush greener. Like it's a Horizon, but not Horizon. And in their lawsuit, they're like, it's obviously trying to clone off of this, and this is going to confuse audiences. People are going to look at this and think that it's Horizon Forbidden West or Horizon Zero Dawn or whatever, and that will in turn hurt our brand. Um, so I think it'll be similar to that, where you'll have to prove that, and a judge or whoever the hell will have to look at it and be like,
Super interesting
yeah,
point. But here's where it gets really ugly. What happens when Tencent starts doing that in companies it's vested in? When they own 25% of the company, when they own 10%, 30%, 50%, like what does that give them the right now to like rip that IP because they're now partners? That's where it gets really messy because they're so vested, and specifically in gaming, right now, entertainment and gaming, like
they have shares in a lot of companies. Yeah,
crazy. Like that gets absolutely nuts. Like, can they take that IP and do something with it with AI because they're 25% vested in the company? Like, I don't know. Like that's scary though to think about that. Just think about that for a second. And you're right too.
something.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say something tells me probably not, but I feel like a lawyer would have to consult us
Yeah,
on that one.
big lawyer, big mess, big entertainment
No.
mess. But you're right though. But also you got to remember that these companies like Disney and Universal and stuff, like they're arguably not good companies. Like they're evil companies. Like arguably on paper. Like you
No
know what
one's
I mean?
saying they
Like
are.
yeah.
No
So
one's
I
saying they
mean,
are.
the
But
thing
the
is,
enemy of my
yeah.
enemy is my friend. If it takes Disney to take down OpenAI or Grok or whatever, then so be it. I don't give a shit that they also do stupid stuff.
Right, but then
Um,
Disney would just because Disney would want to be the person who does the AI first, right? They were the ones who want to own all the AI IP, right? That would be the goal for them. They want to do it first. Kind
Not
of like
necessarily. They just might want to stop other companies from besmirching their IP and making videos of Mickey Mouse doing cocaine or whatever the hell,
he's
which
technically
I think
public
would make
domain,
sense.
so can they do that now? Because he's public
Well,
domain.
not proper Mickey Mouse, the like Steamboat Willie black and white whistling version, yeah. But the one you see at Disney World is not in public domain yet. I think he's got like another 10 or 20 years. But yeah, I think that's what it's going to take. And I think it'll happen. I think it's just a matter of when. Eventually, somebody will overstep. I mean, we've already seen the videos of like Kirby flying planes into the World Trade Center and shit. So it's only a matter of time until somebody takes their gloves off and goes to court. Um, Speaking of Disney and Disney IP, Disney published a little book series back when I was young called Percy Jackson: The
Oh God,
Olympians.
we've had discussions on this on Slack already, man.
I don't have the fears that you have. Um, but this past week at Comic-Con, they debuted the first trailer for the second season of Percy Jackson: The Olympians on Disney Plus. It's out now. I have not watched it. I kind of want to watch it right here
Oh, you want to watch it
on
now?
the
Okay, I
on the
haven't seen it.
show.
It's only a minute 30.
Yeah, it's a brief. It's a teaser. You see, it's a teaser. Um, so here I'm gonna pause. I mean, obviously, I know what happens in the Sea of Monsters because I read the book, but I have not seen the trailer as to how they're going to adapt it. But I've heard things about it. All right, I'm ready to hit play
All right, so
and
I'll
whatever
go.
you
I'll
want to count
go.
us down.
We'll go 3, 2, 1, go, and then we'll go on go. Ready? So 3, 2, 1,
Let's do it.
go.
Helmet in the water. A lot of great props in the show,
Great
Greg. You always
stirring
talk
is on the
about
way.
practical effects. They got good props and set design.
God, he's like 27.
He's 16. This show's gonna get dark. People don't know it, but it's about to get really dark. Is that Jason?
There are forces more powerful than the will of the gods, my son.
Fuck, did I forget Lin-Manuel Miranda's in this show?
Brace yourself, Perseus.
Brace yourself, Perseus.
Look, Peter.
He's not Perseus, he's just Perseus.
We all know that last year you did something cool. But honestly, I don't even remember what it was.
Is that his brother? His half brother?
We're headed into
If you're talking about the Cyclops, yeah.
I think that's his half brother. Yeah.
You sure you're okay to do this?
Tyson. Okay, so Luke is back.
Let's go do the impossible.
The battles look good. I loved how combat and stuff looked in the first season. All the fights and whatnot were well choreographed. The swords, all that was great. There's Tyson. There he goes. Which I saw people
I don't
talking about
remember
the CG because he's got one eye.
Oh, I thought that was
Oh.
Tyson. But
No,
it
Tyson's a
just-
Cyclops.
I thought because he had the glimmer or whatever the glamour, but like it's definitely another character. I don't know who it is though. He's got different hair.
I don't know who that is. Honestly, looking at it, that might be another god. Maybe I'm trying to think of who else. If it would be the 12 Olympians, maybe.
I don't remember
Um,
the Fates looking that goofy. Like in the book, like I don't remember them being described as like a goofy.
The Fates look very silly. Yeah, because in the book, I mean, in the book they're like old women, yes, but yeah, they make them very like I don't know what the proper term is here, but
silly, kid
they
friendly.
look they do look very silly.
And that's not a bad
in
thing.
here.
I just I don't know, just a little bit,
Yeah.
just different interpretations.
They
I guess.
were scarier in the movie. When they did the
This is
movie,
your
they were
boyfriend,
almost
huh?
like old people
I
in a
never said
horror movie
boyfriend.
where they
Well,
just looked creepy.
Yeah, they're also like the Furies. Like they're also like vengeful. Like they're not, you know what I mean? Like they're not friendly. Like the Fates are not friendly people. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I never
Um,
said boyfriend.
I believe you.
But a few things I want to talk about
go for
in
it.
season 2. So
I'll loop it.
early on here, early on in the trailer here, around 20 seconds, we see the tree. Luke is back, who obviously was the villain in the first season. We see him stabbing the sword into the tree. Won't get into spoilers. That's pretty significant. That's, I believe, is the tree outside of Camp Half-Blood. In the first season and in the first book, they tell you that there was a story of a girl named Thalia who was the daughter of Zeus, and she was trying to get to Camp Half-Blood to seek salvation, and they were being chased by monsters, and she didn't make it. They got that close to camp, but Zeus, in an act of like what's the mercy? In an act of mercy, instead of letting her die, he turned her into a tree, and now she's this big, massive tree that sits right outside of camp. And he's stabbing his sword into that tree and being weird with it. So
He's doing.
something will
He's gonna
probably
get
happen.
real weird with it. Like they did mention
Yeah,
in the movies. I don't think they mentioned like very very briefly. Like it's not a thing.
They get into it in the second one a little bit because they
Yeah.
did do a Sea of Monsters movie. But it was Sea of Monsters was not a good movie at all.
because it was pretty
Jesus.
big. Like in the books, it was a big deal. Like it was a big like plot point, and it protected the whole camp, and it was a big thing. I remember it was a big thing in the books, and in the movie they kind of just glanced over it. They were like, it's a thing.
It's a big thing in the books, and it becomes an even bigger thing. Like, I try so hard not to get into spoilers because there's like so much story. Because there's 5 Percy Jackson books, but then there's 5 Heroes of Olympus books, which is like Percy Jackson and then like 6 other main characters. But yeah, that stuff is like massive world implications. I love some of the sets here. 30 seconds, we see the chariot chorus. Now, it's been, I want to say maybe 15 years since I read, or maybe like between 12 and 15 years since I read Sea of Monsters. So it's hard for me trying to recall some of the details. I don't remember what the scene is at 30 seconds where they're on the chariot chorus, but it looks like there's some sort of disaster happening there. Um, I know they said that they're using less of the HD volume screen, Greg. That was the thing they used a lot in season 1, where it was like that Mandalorian technology, where it was like not a green screen, but it was like a digital screen where it was like wrapping around them.
Shit's expensive. That's why they're not super expensive to do that.
Yeah, they're doing more realistic sets in this season, which I think you can see in this trailer. You can see a lot of these areas look a bit better. They look more real because they are. And then, of course, at the end, you see Tyson, who is Percy Jackson's Cyclops half brother. Obviously, in Greek mythology, Poseidon created Cyclops, which is why he's Percy's brother, because Perseus is Poseidon's child. And Tyson's a great character. I love Tyson. He's fun in that second book. At this point, you're never going to make a human Cyclops look good in live action, just because there's something very deeply uncanny about a person with one eye in the center of their face. But I'm looking forward to seeing him in the show, and I'm glad they're trucking along, and they're already renewed for season 3.
Tyson's he's the link of the other world looking at the human world for the first time, so you get that cool contrast, you know what I mean? Because like we live in the human world. Percy's our vessel to introducing this new world, but we see it from the other side with Tyson, right? Tyson's always lived in the magical world. He's visiting the human world for the
and
first
he's
time.
coming into human stuff.
So it's cool to get that contrast from the other side, who thinks everything in our world's amazing, and we're like, meh.
yeah, and it's fun because the reason I love Percy Jackson so much is that at its heart, at its core, it's just a grand adventure story. Every book is a grand globe-trotting adventure, right? Like Lightning Thief, the first book, is essentially a road trip movie. They're on a road trip like across the country to get Zeus's missing lightning bolt. It's such a simple setup and premise, but there's just everything they throw it along the way that's so fun, right? You know, Medusa's garden, all the random gods, Hermes, Ares. So whereas Lightning Thief is a road trip movie, Sea of Monsters is a sea voyage story, right? You're on water for a lot of it. They're on a boat. They're going to like a different country now. And it's just so fun. It's such a cool exploration of that world. We get some awesome like power evolution from Percy, because he's literally on the ocean now, and he's got water powers because he's a son of Poseidon. It's Sea of Monsters just cracks that universe open much larger beyond the scope of Percy and his friends, which I'm excited to see. And I think they already announced the casting for some of the characters in season 3 because they got renewed, I think, at the same time for seasons 2 and 3 on Disney Plus.
I really hope the kids have kind of grown. It's not, like I said, we're super young and it's rough, but I really hope they got better. They got better acting, because there's a lot of the performances are really stiff and wooden in the first season. And Grover specifically is like a blank slate. And I was talking to my friend Michaela about this, and she loves Percy Jackson as much as you do. And she's like, she said she hated Grover, and she should never hate Grover, because he is very like wooden and stiff and not funny and doesn't give off protector vibes and is very like blank slate the whole first season. So I hope that actor learned more, and he grows the character and is able to be more expressive, I guess, in the first one. Because that's my biggest concern of the first season, is that everyone's so wooden, because they're all so young, right? And it's a lot of them is their like a first big project that they're like carrying throughout the whole season. So like they just, right. And that could be lots. It could be writing, direction, who knows, right? Like, I'm not on set, but they were pretty wooden. I hope that they grow with that, and they might.
I think they're going to grow with these roles. I think that's just something we're going to see a lot when you get kid actors and stuff. Obviously, I think like the kids in like Stranger Things and Harry Potter were like good from the beginning, but even in those examples, they got so much better by the end.
Yeah.
Like, I think that the kids in Stranger Things now, I know everyone makes a joke that they're all like in their mid-20s at this point, but they all have all turned into such talented actors when you watch that show. And by the time we got to the end of Harry Potter, they were all good in Sorcerer's Stone, but by the time you get to Deathly Hallows, they're all just phenomenal performers. And I expect a similar growth here. I think that they'll be better in season 2. I think they'll be even better in season 3. Chemistry should be better. But that's one of the benefits of having like those long-term franchises where it's a core of cast members that just come back every year to film together. And you've got like that consistency. So I'm expecting growth on all fronts there.
Don't they go to like his dad's boat or something? They go on a boat, and it's not the pirate boat. It's like
They
another
do
boat.
go
It's
on a
like a
boat.
yacht. Yeah, it's like it's Poseidon's yacht or whatever. Like he hangs out on.
Yeah, I forget how they get to the ship or what is it, but this is a large chunk of the story. They're on a boat going across the sea. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's the Sea of Monsters.
And he discovers he has
Essentially.
he has like Aquaman powers. He has like he can control like the Nessie or whatever the creature is, a sea serpent or whatever. He can
Right.
control it. Spoilers for the
Yep.
20-year-old book.
And, a lot of people haven't read Peak, which is Sea of Monsters. And after Sea of Monsters, I'm so excited that they've already confirmed season 3 is coming because Titan's Curse, I think, was my favorite Percy Jackson book. It's the next one. They've already announced the casting for it's Bianca and Nika D'Angelo, who are two new like very essential characters that get introduced in that book. They're children of Hades. Um, their whole backstory is crazy. Titan's Curse is very much like the Prisoner of Azkaban Goblet of Fire moment for Percy Jackson, where it officially goes from like whimsy and wonder to like, oh, they're like actual mature storylines here. Um, yeah, I can't wait for all that. But boom, this was a San Diego Comic Con thing. We're gonna talk about another San Diego Comic Con story later in the show. But before we get there, Greg, I'd like to remind folks, follow the stream. Hit that hard. Hit that notification bell so that you're made aware every single time the Shacknews Twitch channel goes live. And follow us on social media because we are on x.com at Shacknews. We're on Instagram, Shacknews Media, Facebook, Shacknews. And on YouTube, you can find us on 3 different channels, Greg. Do you mind telling people about those 3 different YouTube channels that you facilitate?
Shacknews VODs is a backup of all our VODs. So if you missed our stuff here and you want to watch it on YouTube, you can watch it there. Shacknews Interviews are where we interview game devs, celebrities, voice actors, producers, entertainment people, anybody in the world that makes a game, makes a movie, makes a projects. That's Shacknews Interviews. And then Shacknews Games has a lot of gameplay going up at noon. So big game, huge game, gigantic game. So stick around for that stuff at noon. Can't say what.
Yeah.
But I hate 24-hour embargoes. Fuck that.
There you have it. Some inside baseball for you.
Day after and Monday morning embargoes are hell. Okay, a living hell. Like just 6 a.m. Donovan's been there. 6 a.m. Monday embargo.
Anybody watching this clip is like, "What's an embargo?"
Yeah.
Greg, there's a little movie that I know just makes your 80s heart sing because it came out the same year as Ghostbusters, and that's Gremlins. Remember when life was so simple when you just go to the theater and watch Gremlins? You weren't old enough to do that when Gremlins came out. But anywho, there are 2 Gremlins movies, Greg, and apparently they've already written Gremlins 3. The script is done, and there's just one man that they need to take. How long does it take to read a movie script? I guess it depends on your reading speed. One man they need to set aside a couple hours and read that script and give it the thumbs up, and that is Steven Spielberg. This was also at Comic-Con. I actually didn't realize this was a Comic-Con story. The star of the first 2 Gremlins movies, Zach Galligan, actually said after 35 years they've come up with a script. He said this in a clip, Greg, that was on TikTok 35 years later. He said Warner Brothers is incredibly interested in doing it. Apparently, it's waiting on Mr. Spielberg to read and approve it. Greg, I don't know if you're a Gremlins fan or if you have an appetite for a Gremlins 3, but would this get your whistle wet if you found out that they were going to really do it?
And people have been talking about a Gremlins sequel since forever. Joe Dante. I was on a set with Joe Dante. He was doing a movie, and I interviewed God, who was the actor that played Annabeth in the original live action one?
Alexandra Daddario,
yeah,
baby.
I interviewed Alexandra Daddario, and like it was one of the questions that I asked her, and she was like, I don't know, like whatever he's into, whatever.
Well, you asked her
I know-
about. Would you ask her about?
Let me see if it's a Joe Dante. Let me see if I can find it. If I can find it, I wasn't sure if it was Gamer Live or was Shacknews. So we'll see in a minute. No, I think it was Gamer Live because that was when I just started doing it. Wait.
Waiting.
Ooh, I found it.
What were you asking her? Like, what were you asking her about?
I was asking. I didn't ask her. This was 2013. I was set to the set of one of Joe Dante's independent movies. It's one of the last movies that very young actor that died tragically that was in Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams Star Trek.
Oh,
God, I can't remember. But here I'll put him on the screen. You'll recognize him. Right here. But Burying the X, I think, was the name of the movie, and it was like a come to life zombie movie that Joe Dante was doing, and it was like his first thing he'd done in like a long time, I guess. Do you know this actor on screen? Do you know who?
Oh, you're talking about Anton Yelchin, yeah. Yeah.
I didn't get to interview
I've never heard
Joe
of this movie.
Dante. Do I have?
Wow, this is such a random movie.
We're going down the rabbit hole now. Let's see if I can. Oh yeah, here it is. Ha ha ha! 11 years ago. Anyway,
Man,
so
you've been around the block.
yeah, I got to interview Alexandra, and she was super nice. Absolutely
Must be nice.
gorgeous
Sounds like
human
an
being.
interview. Alexander.
Her eyes are just as piercing and alive. It just is very taken aback.
Were you telling young Donovan Erskine watching that Percy Jackson movie?
Yeah, wow.
Look. I had a crush on Annabeth Chase reading the book as a kid because Annabeth is such a cool and smart character. And then I watched the movie and I was like, oh, I was like, I'm in danger.
But I mean, people have been talking about this Gremlins script for a long time, and like the thing is about like Gremlins 1 arguably is actually a good film. Like it's actually a good film. It has like it's got good creature effects. It's a very dark story. It's very 80s, but it's good. 2 is just like they're just fucking around. Like it becomes like a joke movie. Like so much so, and I've talked about this on the show before, that there's a monologue that's really creepy. There's a monologue that's really creepy in the first movie. Have you seen the first movie, Donovan?
I have seen Gremlins. Great movie.
Okay, you know that monologue she has in front of the fireplace where she talks about her past, right? It's like a dark, revealing moment about her dad dying.
Sure.
So they take that monologue in the second movie and they make it into a joke. And it's hard to explain without watching it, but it's just like that whole second movie is just funsies. There's no real like serious tone. Goofy, it's all the joke. Sequel. Yeah, it's all an excuse to just build creatures, which is fine. But so like, and that's kind of teetered out of existence for a while. They did like an animated show, and I think it did okay. So it was just one of those IPs that didn't just stick around, but like it's renowned for its arguably creature effects, right? Like one of the great creature effects of the 80s. I don't think we need I don't know if we need a third one. I mean, like I love creature effects, but I feel like it's one of those just IPs that we should just leave it. We don't need a legacy sequel. We don't need Spielberg to stamp things. Like, you know, I mean, like
he's the producer.
I just, you know what I mean?
Well, you should be on his side because he hasn't approved it. He's the only reason it's not getting made.
It was part of that triage. I think Fred Wolf was a producer on this too. Like Robert, I think there was a lot of like Back to the Future people on this as well. Like it was there was like this trifecta of producing in like the 80s that just exploded. It started with like Fred Wolf, the girl, the Star Wars that nobody liked. I can't remember her name. The person who was in charge of Star Wars. The new Star Wars.
Kathleen Kennedy?
Yeah, it was Kathleen Kennedy, like Fred Wolf, Steven Spielberg, and like a couple other people that were just like this trifecta in the 80s and 90s that were making all these huge fucking hits. Just like hit after hit after hit after hit. And
Indiana Jones, Jurassic Park.
Yeah, Jurassic. Boom, it just goes Back to the Future. It just goes on and on and on. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. Like I feel like legacy sequels, for me, I'm losing interest. Like I think I've like with Happy Gilmore 2 specifically, I'm just done. Like I'm just like this is stupid. Some of these things are just time and place and age, right? Like perfect timing, peak animatronics, peak visual effects, right? And then like, I don't know. And like, you have the main character returning because have you ever seen the second one? Like I said, the second movie is a complete joke. Like it's just a stupid fun movie with like really no stakes. It's just people fucking around, excuse to like have fun with the IP, which works, but like it's nowhere near the same like legacy as the first movie. It's because the first movie's an origin story, right? It's first movie's a lot darker, like in tone and just in everything. And the second one has way too many jokes, and a lot of those jokes are dated. Like there are a lot of pop culture references that, like, if you don't see Rambo, you're not going to get the whole end Gizmo scene if you've never seen Rambo.
Is it though?
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like it falls flat for a lot of youth, but like the first one still holds, even as arguably now as a period piece because it's 80s. I don't know. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like it's one of those IPs they don't really know what to do with. Like, we have this IP, should we do something with it? And they keep going back and forth. And like I said, they
yeah,
did a
we
cartoon, and I don't think the cartoon did very well.
Howie Mandel came back to voice freaking Gizmo in it.
Yeah, yeah, he was a voice actor for hot many. I remember him from Bobby's World. I mean, you're too young for that, but that was a cool show.
Yeah,
I don't know.
it's true.
I don't know.
Well, I mean, then for your sake, you better hope Steven Spielberg says no, then, because they're asking him over at Warner Brothers. It seems like Warner Brothers wants to do it, and you don't want to see Zach Galligan back as whatever the hell his character's name was in that movie.
He's so Michael, I think was his name.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. No, but like it's funny because does Spielberg have like a stipulation in the concept in the contract? It says like he gets final say over, like, can they not make it unless he says yes, or they just want his blessing? Like, if they just want his blessing, fuck it. I mean, they did the Muppet movie and they showed it to the Muppets, the new one, that the guy from How I Met Your Mother. I'm terrible with names, but like they asked for Frank Oz's blessing.
Yeah.
He said no, and they did it anyway. Like, he showed him the script, he said I hate it, and they did it anyway. So I mean, like, is this that same? Is it the same case? You know, is it a case, or does he have like? Is it like he has to say yes in order to make it, or is it just they want his blessing so they can publicize it around that Steven Spielberg typed it?
He must have some ownership in it, because he was the one who took it to Warner Brothers to get that movie made back in the 80s. And I would imagine that if it was just a blessing thing, they would have just made it already, because it's fucking Warner Brothers. They don't care.
Like, I want to know
they
if
don't
he
have
approved,
any.
did
They're not
Spielberg
sacred.
approve Indiana Jones 5?
Probably. Was it Amblin?
I don't think he approved. He just said he liked it.
There you go.
And just
A lot
like
of
that.
people do.
Oh, bah! Say,
A lot of people
bah!
like that movie.
It just, there's so many things wrong with. I didn't watch it because I refuse. But I
Well,
watch
then we
it
don't want to hear your critique on it then. So what is there for us
because
to
when I
hear from
watch
you
it, I'm
then,
part of
buddy?
the problem, Donovan. If I support the movie
No,
like
you're
that, I'm
not.
part of the problem. If I sit there and I
No, you're
watch
not.
it and Netflix or HBO, whatever, I'm supporting the film, and then they make a fucking sixth one, and they keep making them, even if they're terrible.
No, you're part of the problem when you review movies you haven't seen. That's being part of the problem. Your one view isn't moving any needle on HBO Max. They don't even know what the hell's going on that
Yeah,
platform.
but times that by 2 million people who hate the movie, and then you have 2 million views. It's hate watching. I don't want to hate watch it.
There aren't that many people that think like you. I can guarantee you that. Most people just move on and don't even know the movie came out. I think he'll be fine, but I don't know. We'll see. He'll either jump in or he won't. I mean, they're gonna make a Gremlin something eventually because it's an IP. It might not be this iteration. It might be another 10 years, but they'll make a new Gremlins thing one day.
I mean, like you're like, I think it's right. That's at the right time, the right place, right? I think it's a boomer Gen X thing. Like that's like my main audience for Gremlins, because they were the perfect age group to see that in theaters, right? Like the perfect. I was just too young, and arguably the movie's a bit violent for me and a bit dark. People die in that movie. Like, they flat out just die. Like, they get killed. Like, it's not all funsies, right? And the second movie is like more kid friendly, and I think that's something that was going into the 80s to 90s kind of happened, is they kind of made the movies a little more kid friendly. Ghostbusters 1 and 2 is an example of that. Batman Returns and Batman Forever,
Those
like they,
crazy.
you know, they kind of go back. They kind of like, well, kids like it, so we have to make it a little more friendly, and they do. I don't know, interesting. A right time, right place. I think I don't think you need Spielberg's blessing to make it unless it's contractual. Just make it and see if people like it. Make something interesting, right? Give them what they liked and then add on. I was watching that really cool Terminator 2 documentary yesterday at the end of the day, and I linked it to you. It's this like 2-hour thing. It's fantastic. But one of the producers on T2 was like, you got to give the audiences what they enjoyed, but then add something new, right? That was the like puzzle for that movie. And I was like, that's a great way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's a good philosophy for a
make great creature effects, but what can you make Gremlins that's new? Like, what can you add that's new? Because you've done new types of
probably
Gremlins,
a lot.
right?
Well, probably a lot, because it's been, I mean, society and culture has advanced by 35 years since the last Gremlins movie came out, and you could argue that the relationship that children have with their pets and toys has changed in the social media era. So maybe the movie opens with a TikTok challenge to go adopt a gremlin, and then you feed it after midnight. You make a TikTok vlog of it, and then little Johnny goes and does it, and then like eats his family or something, and then becomes a viral Viral TikTok trend.
Oh God, that's what it is. That's what they live. That's what they live for. It becomes the next Minecraft
Yeah.
movie.
It'll be a reference heavy movie. It'll be ingrained in our modern culture. You got to do something with it, you know, because they didn't have smartphones and the interwebs like we do now. Back when Gremlins was coming out,
Which in the
That'd
review
be a
segment I'm going to
factor for
bring up,
sure.
which is hilarious. I'm going to bring that up in the review segment too, because I saw a couple movies.
Yeah, you are. You as an avid vertical video viewer. I like that. It's a nice alliteration, vertical video viewer. But before we get to that, Greg, we've got one more trailer to watch here because Comic-Con also brought us the trailer for Peacemaker Season 2. James Gunn walked out on stage and they clapped for what felt like an eternity. And then during the panel, him and John Cena showed everybody the first look at do you really want to taste it?
Let's see if I can. Let's see if we don't get flagged. All right, are we gonna watch it together? Or do you want me to just play in the background when we talk about it? Because I already watched it, I think.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Okay, we can go 3, 2, 1, go. Ready? So 3, 2, 1, go.
You all have been waiting a long time for this one. Here's the new trailer
All right,
of
so we've got
Peacemaker,
the
Season
John
2.
Cena intro
Enjoy.
from the panel, I'm assuming, maybe. Or maybe just for us here at home.
We doing it up in style.
Hey guys, you
Love
got
her.
beer.
She's back.
On.
Duh.
Hardcore. All right, the whole group's
okay.
back.
Okay.
Just hand it to him.
I'll just hand it to him.
I've changed a lot since I last saw you.
New helmet.
Oh
Be a
yeah,
joke anymore.
that looks
I
cool.
want to be a real hero.
He looks like a 2000s superhero with that helmet.
Definitely getting more
Wear a
modern,
clown
right?
Costume and go out and beat up people.
Yeah, last one was very
Take
like
something bad
80s.
and make something good out of it.
I need to find the Peacemaker. He killed my son.
I need to find the Peacemaker. Hey, that guy was in Superman. Frank Grillo. That's
You're being modern
what's his
right now.
face?
By who?
Rick Flag,
Flag.
Senior.
Rick Flag Senior, yeah.
Whoa.
What is it?
Does he play Rick Flag Senior in Superman too?
Dimensional portal.
Yeah, it's the
funny.
same
Leads to a
character. Yeah,
parallel world.
it's all connected universe.
Oh, parallel world. Here's how we get rid of the the other DCU.
My
Yeah,
son's
no,
a
right.
better man
Yep.
you could ever dream of being.
Well, Peacemaker himself
Trying to
is
make up for
confusing
mistakes.
because Peacemaker
I'm
came
not
out
sure
under the
redemption
old
is possible.
universe,
He's
but
in love
James Gunn
with
made it, so he
you.
wants
Me
to
and
keep it
Chris
around
is
for the
never
new
gonna be
universe.
Yeah, it's still under the flag too. So I wonder if that's how they get rid of it. I think it goes to another.
Yeah, maybe.
There's another dimension. It's exactly the same as ours.
But better. Best dimension ever.
Dude, that's sick.
We need to close that dimensional rift.
Oh God.
The Connells, I'm partnering you up with our new agent, Rip Jagger.
Who's Rip Jagger?
Hey, fatty.
Reminds me
No
of
matter
Kick-Ass.
how
That costume reminds me of
green the
Kick-Ass
grass is
design.
over there.
Yeah, it's very kick-ass.
You belong here with us.
Don't go to the new universe with Peacemaker.
We're gonna get Chris back. You met your own self from a parallel dimension? You're wearing his clothes?
You think I bought this?
She's some kind of boss.
That's evil.
Hi, Mom. We're going to my secret room. You're not allowed to follow.
You must be John.
Jesus.
You're not that dorky.
Shut up, Mom.
That's great.
Oh,
I love
gosh.
Vigilante. He's a really funny character. Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. Looking forward to it. I really enjoyed Peacemaker season 1 so much, so I'm just excited we're getting more. I'm glad the whole cast is back. They're definitely going to do some weird dimension stuff so that they can have like the best of both worlds, where they're like, he just walked into the new universe, he's leaving the old one. We'll see how they resolve that.
It's
I wonder
funny
if we'll
because
see
like
some DC characters show up.
people want him to like. There's been a Booster Gold movie in it, but like, how do you do Booster Gold when like Peacemaker is quite literally just like that character? Because Booster Gold's about a superhero, right? Who doesn't really know what it is to be a superhero, but he thinks you need to do all this crazy like cool stuff and be an action star and be ripped and do all that, you know, do hero stuff. But you don't know what hero stuff is, and that's like Peacemaker's journey, right? His whole journey is he's learning what a hero really is, you know, like how you become a
Right.
good person, like, and it's more than just like superpowers, you know what I mean? Like that's the cool thing about the first season. It's really deep. It's about a character trying to do the best he can do and learning and growing, and that's what James Gunn's good at, right? He's really good at that human connection, emotion, team
Yeah.
kind of movie. It's about growth, about, you know, becoming a better person.
He's like a lifelong fuck up, but he's got the best intentions. And he's also just violent as hell, and you know, he's not like the peaceful superhero where he's like, oh, we've got to spare the bad guys. Walks in, he's like, oh, this is the guy, shoots him in the head. Yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. This is honestly probably one of my favorite, if not my favorite, John Cena role. I think he's just so good in these movies.
Oh, he's got great comedic timing. He can pull a performance.
Show, yeah.
I think he's loads more talented than The Rock personally, because like he can play. He has range. He can play a lot diverse range of like characters. Where like I feel like, you know, The Rock is the equivalent to Arnold. Like no disrespect to the Arnold or Rock, but just like, you know, that's who they are. That's their shtick, and they do it well, and people enjoy it. You know, but I feel like John Cena's got a lot wider range. He's got great comedic timing, like in most of his stuff, and that could be directing or writing too. I'm not just going to give him all the credit. That could be directing and writing as well.
I mean, James. Well, this is like we talk about all the time, where it's like, you know, you get that good match of a writer, director, actor.
Yeah.
I think James Gunn has great comedic sensibilities from a writing standpoint and directing. And obviously John Cena's got good comedic timing. You put that together, you get a very funny show that's also got some good heartfelt moments.
Yeah, heartfelt moments is what he's known for. That he's really good at that. Like he's really good at that.
Yep. And when does this come out? It's at HBO Max.
Ooh, Max needs some hits right now too.
HBO Max, yeah, August 21st. So that's pretty soon.
Oh yeah, the end of the month. Are they releasing it all at once or one per week?
If I remember correctly, the last season was they dropped like the first 2 or 3, and then it was one a week. I assume that's what they'll do here.
I feel like we're gonna start going back to that, and I think that's a smart move. I mean,
I hope so.
Releasing it all at once is great for the consumer, but like then you're like out of the news cycle in like a week. You know what I mean? Like when you have one episode per thing, like when people talk about it longer, you get more. That's the word. More longevity, I guess, is the word I would choose to.
You get more bang for your buck. Yeah. Longevity. I agree.
Look forward to every week. Yeah.
Yeah, it keeps the conversation going. People can like each episode can stand out on its own. I'm fully aboard that train, Greg. I've been complaining and beating the drum for that forever.
Yeah.
I know I bitch and moan about Netflix all the time, but this is they did this because Netflix was the one who started that model of like, we're gonna spend a year and a half and millions of dollars making a show, and every episode is gonna come out on Friday, and that's it. It's just out. And that's why when they announced the new Stranger Things season, they're like, the first 3 episodes are gonna come out on Thanksgiving. Then the next 2 episodes are going to come out on Christmas, and then the finale is going to come out on New Year's Eve because Netflix knows the Stranger Things is too big to be dropped on one day because everyone's going to talk about it that weekend, and by Monday we'll have moved on. Let people
there's no
digest
rules anymore, man. You can release it all at once, or every other day, or once a week, or once a month. Like, I mean, that's what they should be doing. Honestly, like it's smarter. It's a smarter move.
It is business-wise, and I think also audience-wise, I enjoy it more. It creates less pressure on me because as somebody who's very online, if a whole season of a show comes out and I don't bust my ass to watch it quickly, I'm just gonna see spoilers because people don't care. People will just say what happens on Twitter the next day. They'll be posting clips from the ending or whatever and like, oh my god, wow. But it's much easier to keep pace with the public, with society, if you will, when it's one at a time.
Is this the first time we're seeing Argus in a live-action superhero DC movie? Hold on.
Is it?
I can't remember. I know what Argus is, but I don't remember if we've seen it in Peacemaker before.
Maybe not Peacemaker. I feel like I've seen it in something. It's in a bunch of the Snyder movies. It's in BVS. It's in Suicide Squad. It's in Black Adam. It's in Shazam 2.
Oh, okay. That's unfortunate because the Snyder movies
there you go.
suck. So
there you go. Argus, Greg, your favorite.
It's just cool. It's just cool to see like those sub factions like show up, right? Like they're just it's like what I wanted Shield to be, but like obviously Shield didn't have the budget or the writing to like carry it, even though
I mean Shield had like the budget of the show, yeah.
They just didn't have. They couldn't do it, and they also like I interviewed Jeff Loeb at one point, and he was like I think it was for Gamer Live, and he said that like he's like, we want to do stuff, but sometimes we're not allowed because Disney has plans for other heroes, and you can't have them in Shield because it's all cinematic universe, and you can't have that. We don't want them to do it this way. So like, there's like limitations, right? And like when you go multiverse, those limitations go out the door because now you can introduce Superman or Flash or whoever. I'm not saying they're going to be in the show, but you can do that without any repercussions of the cinematic universe, right? You can have more fun with it, I guess.
Right. I mean, if you remember the end of Peacemaker season 1. Which James Gunn said is not canon anymore. The last scene at the end of Peacemaker season 1, because remember they're in the field, and then like the Justice League shows up, but they're all silhouettes. You don't see their faces.
They're all silhouettes, yeah.
It's like Superman, Wonder Woman, Flash, Aquaman. I don't think Batman's there. But then like Peacemaker has some like quippy line where he's like, "Oh, you guys finally showed up" or whatever. Then like the show ends. I know James Gunn went back and said that's not canon anymore because obviously that's the Snyder Justice League, not whatever the next iteration will be. But yeah,
I will
this is
say one thing about the Snyder movies though, like from a writing standpoint, like they're actually pretty comic booky, like in a good way. Like you like comic booky stories, like that is a comic booky story. It's just the visual aesthetic is just and casting is all mishmashed up with looks terrible. That's the problem. It just looks ugly.
yeah, it's the style, baby, drained of color.
Just the style, like every the entire movie shot on green screen and everything is like, yeah, I mean like 300 and Watchmen, I think are his two claims. I think he's been coasting along ever since, like since those two movies.
Night of the what is it? Is it Dawn of the Dead? His Dawn of the Dead remake was very beloved. People really like that. That it was it was written by James Gunn.
It was written by James
It was
Gunn.
written by James Gunn
Right.
and directed by Zack Snyder. It was like early 2000s. Yeah, people really like that one as well. That
Also,
kinda
like, there's
kickstarted
like
the
no
rock for
green
him.
screen in that whole fucking movie either. Like that's they talk about another plus, right? No green screen. Like,
Here's zombies, baby.
yeah, right. Like
Hear
real sets. Like,
zombies.
try it. Crazy.
Yeah.
This looks great. Yeah, I'll watch it. I might sub that. I mean, HBO Max, I think, is one of the highest, if not the highest, subscription-based service on the market. I think it's $24 a month.
Oh, what? But Greg, at the end of the trailer, it says plans start at $9.99 a month.
Let's see. I remember I
sure
canceled it
that's
because
like
I
the
was like
ad- that's like the
$25. I
ad-supported
was like, oh
tier.
my god, I got billed for $25.
Well, all of these subscription services now, Greg, have like 3, 4, 5 tiers where it's like the ads, no ads, and multiple like streams at once, different locations. Like they break it all down and do all that stupid fucking bullshit. So
Okay, so yeah, it's $17 for standard, and then $21.99 here. Hold on, $21.99 for 4K in streaming. That's why I was like, you know what? I was like $21. I'm like, ugh. But I guess they have like bundles now, like so you can get like Disney, Hulu, and Max for 17 with ads though. And then $30 a month for 3. So I guess if you divide Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max by 3,
for
that's $10 a month. That's not terrible.
3, yeah, that's not bad for 3 services. But yeah, it's just the issue is that they're just gonna raise the price. Yeah, it look, I've said it plenty of times, man. It's a hot goddamn mess out here in the streaming business. But HBO Max has solid value, I'll say. They have some really good movies and shows. HBO, very great platform for television. Warner Brothers has a lot of movies in the catalog. Yeah, oh there you go. Bill Lavoie can watch NHL on TNT. Yeah. But Greg, with that, I think it's time to get into our second segment, reviews. And last week, our show was on Thursday, as it usually is. And after we finished our last show, Greg, I got up and I drove my ass to the local AMC theater and I watched a movie called The Fantastic Four First Steps.
Fanstick 4?
No, not that one. I didn't watch Fan Four Stick. The Josh Trank 2015 Fantastic Four Masterclass.
Dude, can you
No, I
imagine
watched
being
the-
that guy getting that opportunity and squandering all of it by being a complete asshole? Like, I'm not talking about the quality of the film. Just he's a dick. Like, I mean, what I've read from what he was. Oh my
Hey, you
god.
know, all speculation, of course. He said, she said. Yeah, no, I didn't watch that movie. I watched Matt Shackman's. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Who's a very like famous TV director. If you didn't know, he directed episodes of like Game of Thrones. He might have done like what's the Succession. He did a lot of high profile TV stuff. But he directed Fantastic Four First Steps, which is the first Marvel Studios Fantastic Four movie. We've had 3 theatrical Fantastic Four movies before this one, all of which were produced under Fox per their old decades-long agreement with Marvel. And now the Disney owns Fox per, what was it, like 2017, 2018? Well, it was 2018, 2019. They bought Fox. They've made their own Fantastic Four movie. And it's here. And I watched it, Greg. And I thought that it was pretty good. I liked Fantastic Four, The First Steps. Obviously, the Fantastic Four are Marvel's first family. Now, this movie does a couple interesting things, I thought, Greg. Because one, not an origin story. at the beginning of this movie, they're already the Fantastic Four. In fact, not only are they already the Fantastic Four, but they're like famous. They're like famous in New York City because, as you may or may not know, this takes place in like a different universe. They say it in the movie, I forget which one, but it's not like the main MCU universe. It's like its own weird, like, it's like they're doing like this retro futurism thing where it's like New York City, but it looks like the 1960s still, but they have like flying cars and stuff. But they're like famous. The Fantastic Four are beloved. Reed Richards, Sue Storm, Johnny Storm, Ben Grimm. They're these beloved characters, and the movie does like this highlight reel where they talk about like it's cool because the movie sets it up like they're going on a daytime talk show, and the show has like this hype reel of like the Fantastic Four, blah blah blah. They saved us from this character and Giganto in the streets and blah blah.
Mole
and it's showing
Man.
like yeah, Mole Man. They show like which is so funny. He's played by Paul Walter House, I think is the actor. He's only in it a little bit, but he's really funny when he pops
Dude,
up.
that guy is exploding. Like he is doing so much stuff. I'm really happy.
He's
for him.
everywhere. He's everywhere. He's a good actor. I like him. And whenever he pops up in something, he's always good. And he's good in this. He's funny. But yeah, they start the movie off with the Fantastic Four having already gotten their powers. They do give you a recap of how it happened, but you don't have to watch the first 30 minutes of them going up into space and then the solar flare, whatever the fuck happens. They already have them. And I'll say my biggest highlight of this movie, the cast. The cast is so good in this goddamn movie. Obviously, we've got Pedro Pascal as Reed Richards. When they announced that, people were like, boy, are we getting too much Pedro Pascal? He's in everything. He's in Star Wars. He's in The Last of Us. Now he's going to be in like a big Marvel thing. But he's so good as Reed Richards. And there are a couple like lines. A lot of this is to the writing as well. But there are some scenes he has as Reed Richards where he's like talking to like Sue Storm and they're disagreeing about stuff. And it's like, that's Reed. It's like, that's him. That's like the genius, almost too smart for his own good, getting in the way of himself, Reed Richards, hurting the people around him. Like they dig in that stuff really well. And he's popular as hell for a reason. Pedro Pascal is just a really good actor.
No, and like he's such an inspiring story, right? Like nobody knew who he was until Game of Thrones. Like he'd been acting for decades. You know,
he was in Buffy.
Just a really cool story to see that. Like and also inspiring. I think Seth Rogen says some stuff too, like, you know, or Ian McKellen's like sometimes you won't be successful till you're like 50. Like it just you never know when it's gonna happen. That's right. What keeps me sane, Donovan. It's like one day the YouTube channel will explode and Shacknews will be a household name. One day. I don't know. Just gotta
channel
keep
will blow
going.
up when you're 50. There you go.
Gotta maybe when 50. Yeah. But yeah,
he's great in this. No, you're fine. He's great. I love Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm. My heart. I love her in the last couple of Mission Impossible movies. She wasn't in the final one, but she was in the previous couple. She's great in this. Great Sue Storm. They tap into her like maternal instincts and like the motherly side of Sue Storm so well. She's so powerful in this movie, which I liked. One of the best in this whole thing, and it's a guy you love. Joseph Quinn as fucking Johnny Storm, who you will know as Eddie Munson in Stranger Things, and he's been in some other stuff too. Phenomenal. I mean, watching this, I was like, give me more Johnny. I don't care if it's Fantastic Four or not. I need Johnny Storm in more stuff. He's so funny. He's got like that not bad boy, but just like that cool kind of like, just the goofy uncle kind of character, Johnny Storm down. But what I love about this movie is that they don't portray Johnny Storm as like a cool idiot. He's not like some bumbling fool who just likes to wear like sunglasses or whatnot. Like he's still smart. Like Johnny Storm's not like a stupid character. And there are parts of the story where he's like able to solve and figure things out that the rest of them aren't, because they're looking at it from a more scientific, literal aspect, whereas he's kind of more of the street smarts, the more cultured kind of guy. He's great. I thought he was so good in this. I can't wait to see him like interact with Spider-Man. I think that'll be good. And then I'm gonna say his name wrong. Eben Moss Bachrach, who from The Bear, which I love, plays the Thing. Great, good Ben Grimm. I think his voice fits that like burly big stone. It's clobbering time. Fit. Visually, Greg, a lot of good practical sets and stuff. I mentioned that it's like I was gonna say Afrofuturism. That's very different. It's retrofuturism where it's like, again, we've got like flying cars and stuff, but it's still that
very
60s
Disney,
aesthetic.
yeah, very Disney World's Fair sort of World's Fair, yeah.
It's like Epcot, but like also like Fallout a little bit, and there are a lot of like cool. There's like a lot of like cool technology and stuff, and it's all really, you can touch it. You can see how like all like the coats of paint shine on like when they're in the Fantastic car, and it's like swerving in the air and whatnot. All looks great.
Which is the thing that most of these MCU movies have been missing to me. They all look just very generic. Like they don't like have a style, right? Because it's just modern, but they all look the same. And I'm like, but like, this has that aesthetic where it looks unique. like you said,
does
Batman
have a
'89. Like it just looks
aesthetic, yeah.
unique. Like looks like different, right?
This one definitely has a style, yeah, for sure. And I
Production
think a lot
design
of that
is
is
stellar.
yeah, it goes to whoever worked on production design. Obviously, director Matt Shackman kind of did his thing on this one. The Silver Surfer, specifically Shia LaBeouf, and Galactus, very cool. Ralph Ineson, his voice is Galactus perfect, where he's like, "I will blah blah blah," and then I mean, Silver
Well, he's
Surfer,
not
where she
British
shows
or
up. she's doing
Scottish.
her-
Well, he's British, I think, right? Isn't he? I think he is.
He's yeah, somewhere over there.
I've
on that
interviewed
big
him.
ass
He
island.
does the voice, and he's one of the voices in Final
Oh.
Fantasy 15 or 16 or 18
Really?
or yeah.
I did not know that.
He's super nice,
Today I
super
learned.
nice guy. Does a ton of mocap, like ton of mocap
He-
and voice work. Yeah.
He seems cool. I saw he said that preparing for the role, he would go stand on like tall buildings, to, like get a feel for like the size, which I thought was funny. But he's good in this. I like him too. I like what they do with Galactus, and his motivations and stuff. I don't want to get into spoilers, but the way they deal with Galactus, I thought was very cool and interesting for this movie. I think some of the stuff that I thought was a little weaker is some of the storylines with the baby. They show in the trailers that they have Franklin. In the
Oh
movie very
yeah, the
early
most
on.
powerful
Sue-
metahuman in existence, or yeah, mutant in
Sue
existence.
and Reed. Some of the Franklin stuff I thought was just like weird. I was like, some of this feels like a thing that would happen in like maybe the second or third movie. And I don't know, a lot of it felt kind of just like they kind of like rushed through some of those storylines, which I could have done more with that. But for the most part, I thought it was good. I mean, like the suits are so cool, got that like '60s aesthetic to them.
They
The
don't look like
soundtrack
a
is very
basketball.
good.
They're like one of the first suits I've seen that don't have that stupid annoying basketball texture. And that includes like
Yeah.
like it's sweat. It's a sweater texture, cloth.
They're like sweater textures, yeah.
Yeah.
The
So
only
like
issue, and I don't know why they did this, they don't give Reed the white collar. Everybody else has a white collar on their suit, and his is just blue on the collar. I don't know why they did that, but they look good. I like the sweaters a lot. I
they
hope
kept his
come back.
mustache too. I've seen that around social media that people were mad about. That he kept the mustache because he looked more like Reed without the mustache. But the mustache is very period accurate.
It's
for
period friendly, and also
Yeah.
look at watch Wonder Woman '84. I know, I'm sorry, but watch Wonder Woman '84 again. Pedro Pascal's in that movie with no mustache or facial hair. No, we don't need that. I think it's like Maxwell Lord in that movie or something. But no, I think it works. Cool effects. The way they do all the outer space stuff is good. There are a couple parts of the story where I'm like, oh, that's how we're going about that. Okay, that's interesting. But I thought it was definitely more good than bad. And I don't know, it was cool to watch a Fantastic Four movie and walk out and be like, wow, that wasn't shit from a butt. Fantastic Four, Michael Giacchino on the original score. Obviously, one of film's great composers. He's doing good work all throughout.
The Thing, is he a suit? He looks like he's CGI. Is he fully CGI or is he a suit walking around sometimes?
No, I think he's fully mocaps.
Okay.
Because I think that was the thing. They talked about the actor had said behind the scenes that he was like a little nervous and self-conscious about playing a mocap character. Because obviously everybody else is just wearing a suit and he's got like the fucking black suit and the ping pong balls attached to him and whatnot.
Okay.
Yeah. So no, definitely CG. I think it looks good, but I'm pretty sure he's fully CG to my knowledge. The effects though with him are good. They show in the trailer he's got the beard. There's a scene, I guess light spoilers whatever, but there's a scene with Johnny Storm where he's like talking to Reed in like a dark room and he just like lights himself up with his fire and it like illuminates the room while they're talking to each other and it looks so cool. And I'm watching that scene, I'm like this is like some good shit. Just the decision to like light a scene that way with those two characters I thought was very cool. And there are a lot of like smaller cool moments like that in the movie. I mentioned the Mole Man is great. Not a big factor in this movie. He's good. They cut out John Malkovich. John Malkovich is supposed to be in this movie. He's completely cut. He's not in it at all. Not for one fraction of a second. He was supposed to be Red Ghost, I think is his villain name. They mentioned him once, but he's not in it. So poor John Malkovich worked hard on set. He
Why
got cut
did
from
they
this bad
cut
boy.
John Malkovich? Why did you cut me?
Yeah, he's gone. So yeah, but that's Fantastic Four, and they will they're gonna be in Avengers, so we'll see how that goes. They'll
You
probably
said
lose
it's cool.
some
The
of their visual style
1960s,
there.
the sort of 1960s style is so interesting. Like, I mean, the cool thing is you have this in your back pocket if you want to pull out another hero with the same aesthetic, because now you've established a style, an aesthetical style that looks cool, an artistic style that looks cool with with different versions of superheroes, Spider-Man, X-Men, whomever. You know what I mean? Like, what would Ghost Rider look like in this production design style? It's kind of a cool thing to think about. you know, so they can bring other heroes from this world into other movies, you know.
Yeah.
Do they tease the other heroes, or they keep it strictly to Fantastic Four?
Heroes? No, not they don't unless there's like some like really deep cut comic book reference I didn't get. I don't think they teased any other heroes. They teased some villains.
It's probably smart. I mean, you want to focus the movie. It's called Fantastic Four, not Fantastic Four and Spider-Man, right? And X-Men or whatever.
Yeah. And I think that was the point. It was why they put it in its own side universe, right?
Yeah.
Like this isn't like the MCU in the 1600s or Jesus, the 18 or 1960s. Now obviously they're going to be an Avenger, so they're going to show up in another dimension.
They did the portal thing in the movie, so yeah.
Yeah, we'll see where they how they handle that. But I thought this was good, and I like this group together. I hope they get like another standalone movie together.
It did well in the box office.
It did very well, yeah. People have been
It's like box office mojo real fast. So that's funny because like I think I've seen the whole movie right now in word form.
Fantastic Four.
And because you yelled at me, you're like, you're part of the problem. And here, like, I'm explaining my situation though.
You are, damn it.
I have to be in the short feed for work in general. I don't really look at the phone. I'm on my desktop. So I scroll up and I see like Galactus. I'm like, okay, it takes me a second to realize what I'm seeing. Okay, no, scroll up. And then like a few more, I'll get another Galactus one that's farther in, Donovan. And I'm like, okay, second, walk down. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, and after like the fifth one of me disliking and scrolling up, it keeps recommending me in the feed. So I watched like a 10-second clip in 1 second increments farther and farther along in the shorts feed. Like it's unavoidable. Like just, it's unavoidable. And you cannot, at least on the desktop, you cannot right click and say, do not recommend channel in the shorts feed. It doesn't let you do that. You can dislike and that's it.
The all-powerful Google algorithm knows that you're into comic book shit, whether you like it or not. No matter what you've done to try to thwart it, it knows that deep down you like comic book stuff. Because you know who doesn't get Galactus videos on their shorts feed when they scroll? My mother. She can scroll TikTok. She can scroll TikTok for 8 hours and she will not see one frame of Fantastic Four because it knows that she's not into that. Instead, it'll be like true crime and like you know, celebrity stuff and whatnot. But yeah. They know deep down. But you know what, Greg? You remember a couple years ago when Warner Brothers was like, hey, we're going to upload all of Mean Girls from beginning to end on TikTok over the course of like 35 videos? They do it for people like you, bud.
I do it on purpose. It's not like I deliberately was looking for it. So I think I've seen the best parts. It's sad. That's really sad, the world we live in. But no, so it made $241 million, but it had an estimated budget of $200 million. So with marketing, that's tight. Like, you know what I mean? Like, when you think about it, like, that's really tight. Like, these, I mean, these $200 million super movies, like, I really don't think there's, even with the success, reception, critical acclaim, and, like, it's 241 budget so far, $1 million worldwide, it's still a tough sell. You know what I mean? Like, what's going to be the overhead? Like, a few $1 million? Like, that's crazy to me. That's nuts. I don't think it's sustainable. I really don't think it's sustainable. I don't know what the answer is, but I don't. 200 million and made 241. What do you think marketing was, Donovan, give or take?
Well, for what it's worth, this movie's not like at the end of its theatrical run. It's only had one weekend in theaters.
That's true.
So it's good. Once we see this weekend, I think we'll have a better idea. Whatever the like fall off is, I think it's definitely gonna make a whole hell of a lot more money than whatever it's at now. But I mean it's still an inflated budget. The issue with big budgets like that is you do set the bar super high for yourself to the point where like, yeah, even making 300 million isn't like enough really. You need to like have a hit, like capital HIT hit
expensive
on your hands.
They want to hit the $1 billion number. They want to hit the Lilo and Stitch. They want to hit $1 billion.
Oh yeah.
But that just I don't think that happens without a legacy of nostalgia. I think that's a huge factor in $1 billion franchises. You have to have that legacy.
But hey, like it or not, Fantastic Four has it. People, I mean, those Tim Story 2000s Fantastic Four movies weren't good, but you've got a generation of people who grew up with them. When I was a kid, I had that Fantastic Four GameCube game. I love that shit. Jessica Alba, Sue Storm, Chris Evans, Human Torch. That was my Fantastic Four growing up. So there's nostalgia baked in. There's also just that desire where people have been like, oh, we need like a good, proper, actual Fantastic Four movie, you know? So I think there was like a bit of a...
Those early 2000s ones, like the thing that they're good at, all the family stuff is great. All the Fantastic Four shit is terrible. All the family dynamic is fantastic. Everything outside that is just god fucking awful. Like they didn't know how to do action.
Fantastic.
And we can talk about how they whitewash an actress to play a role which is also equally bad today in 2025. That looks pretty bad.
Oops.
Yeah, whoops. So like, I mean, yeah, but like if you go back and watch those movies, and the editing is also atrocious. Like there are jump cuts, Donovan, in that movie that they just had to do for an effect. Like someone's running the jump cut, and then was that jump cut? Like it's really bad editing. But the family stuff is good. All the family stuff, the family dynamic stuff, is the best part of that movie.
Yeah.
And they totally miscast Doom. Doom is like terribly cast, awfully
Hey,
cast.
that guy. Hey, let's be nice. That guy just died like 2 weeks ago.
I know that's not his fault though. You know, just they put him in a very awkward role and they made his powers weird, and it's just like, why are you doing the weird
He's
thing?
fine. Well, is that a better or worse casting than Robert Downey freaking Jr. as Doom?
I haven't seen that performance, but I mean, when you
None of us have yet, but it's coming.
break glass in
soon.
emergency, pay Robert Downey Jr. $20 billion to come in and reprise a role. And he's not even Doom. He's Tony Stark. He's technically not even Victor. He's Tony. So it's not even
You
Doom.
don't know that.
Technically, I want to get Denny's opinion on that. Like, he's not Doom.
Wait, you don't know that? We don't know that. We don't know that. The movie's not even out. We haven't seen a trailer.
Can we make a taco bet? I'll make a taco bet.
What's your bet? Is that he's playing a version of Tony Stark
Yes.
that becomes Doctor Doom?
Yes.
But I heard a theory, Greg, that was the opposite. What if the Tony Stark from the MCU was just the one Doom variant that didn't become evil with his riches and money and stuff?
But does that
And
mean, see, like, now we're in the
they're all Victor Von Doom.
multiverse rabbit hole of nonsense. I mean, well, I'll do a taco bet on it because I'm pretty sure that that's what they're going to do.
I think it's gonna be the opposite. I think they're gonna be like, oh no, this has all just been Victor Von Doom, and the one you guys got was like the one that became a good person, and the rest were all evil, and I'm one of them, and now I'm here to fuck shit up.
How do you? Then who's Tony Stark and all? Then that's how they reboot Tony Stark. Oh, here's the real Tony Stark. It's this guy who we signed on for 50 years at $1 million a movie to play Tony Stark.
No, I mean he could still have been the real Tony Stark. You know, it's like the real Tony Stark was inside of us all along. If you're adopted,
the friends we made along the way. It was a
If you're
dream.
adopted, those are your
All the
parents,
Avengers movies were dreams, and then they wake up and they have to fight the real threat.
No, look, I don't know what the hell they're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do. We'll see. The movie's
What day is the
out
date? So July
in a year.
31st. My theory that I would bet on is that he's just going to be Tony Stark was evil and became Doom in that whatever universe that they're going to introduce.
Okay.
That's my
I'll say-
theory. I will take it to I'll take it home. I'll put money down on it. Like that's what I would guess they're going to do.
My bet is that it's even dumber, and that they're just gonna say that he's like a doppelganger, or there's gonna be like some weird backwards science reason why he looks like Tony Stark, but he won't be Tony Stark. It'll be like he looks like him because there was this weird, like they're gonna be like, in this universe, Howard Stark's son was Victor Von. Like it's gonna be some weird thing.
Or
They're
they
gonna be
do,
in
they do
in
that really stupid thing in certain movies where like they say in every universe there's a doppelganger. Some like really exposition at the beginning of the movie to like give you some bullshit.
There's gonna be some strange universe where it was actually Howard Doom instead of Howard Stark.
Howard
and his
Doom,
son
yeah.
was Victor Doom. Yeah, it'll be a thing. That they'll just find some weird back channels where they make it work. But I'll take your taco bet. Somebody clip it, ship it, set a calendar reminder. 365 days. We'll come back to it. But that's Fantastic Four First Steps, Greg. I want to open the floor in case you had something you wanted to review and talk about, which I know you do.
After Party Season 2.
Did you finish it?
Yeah.
Good show,
goddamn,
right?
this show is not cheap. So the first, it's a
It's Apple,
whodunit.
baby. They don't give a shit.
It's a
Yeah.
whodunit film, right? It's a cool mystery. It's got a good cast. It's got people from The Office, and it has I forget his name. I said I'm terrible with names, but it has oh my god, what's that actor? I'll pause it. You'll know his name because I can't look at it right now. Oh no! I paused it too early. He was in Star Trek as Sulu. There's a lot of comedic actors in here. The guy from The Office, who plays basically the same character, which is funny. Oh god.
Yeah.
Does it have the cast on here in the back?
If you use the comma and period, you can go through the frames.
It
Yeah, no,
goes.
there are a lot of people in this show.
It has the girl from Big. I don't think you've ever seen Big, Donovan, with Tom Hanks.
With Tom Hanks, no.
Shame. It has the
I'm sorry.
girl in that movie, and she looks great. Like she's like in her like 60s or 70s, and she looks fantastic. But
Hey, good for her.
but look, it's all right. Anyway, I'll have Donovan look up the guy. He plays Sulu in the new Star Trek movies. I forget, but he's been in much more stuff. He's been in a million things. It also has the guy from Cobra Kai and Fantastic Four in it that you like that it's up and comer?
Are you talking about John Cho?
John Cho, thank you. Yes, that's John Cho. John Cho's in it. Here, you know what? I'm better yet. Let me just open up the IMDb library so I don't look like a complete asshole.
I like John Cho a lot. He was in the new season of Poker Face as well.
Yeah, he's good. He's a great actor, and he's an actor. Like we talk about celebrities and actors on the show. John Cho, actor. He's just, you know what I mean? Like he's talented. He can do multiple roles. I say After Party. But anyway, so it's a whodunit, and like the goal is that when they're being interviewed by the detective or the person who's trying to piece together the story, they're all told in different genres. And some of them are like done better than others, but like most of them they nail aesthetically. They actually make fun of like Downton Abbey and like Bridgerton in like they do like that style, like Victorian era style. And they got so accurate with some things, like Nicole was offended. She was like, "You shouldn't make fun of the handshake. That handshake's iconic." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" Like they parodied it
Is she
so
a Bridgerton
well.
fan?
Yeah.
Or Downton Abbey? They're making a new Downton Abbey movie. I saw the trailer for it before Fantastic Four. It's the like last one apparently.
But it just they do it so well, you know.
Yeah.
And it's really, oh my god, I think we've officially run out of titles for movies, Donovan, because I type in like After Party and there's like 20 fucking movies called After Party.
Yeah, dude, it's tough. Every time I go log a movie on Letterboxd, I type in the title and there's like 8 movies with the same name.
Oh my god, I can't even
Look up After Party TV show, IMDb. You can do it, Uncle.
Oh, it's called The After Party. My bad.
That's important. It's
No, it
important,
is.
dude.
Trust
Think
me,
of it. We have Suicide Squad and The Suicide Squad.
No, we've had that when I worked at Movie Store. We would have those discussions, like, oh, should we put the in its own section? Like,
No. No.
Donovan, we
you
were
can't.
split on it, like at 50-50 in the store. We're like, I don't
can't.
know.
That's not how like libraries do it. Or like it's always like the title, comma the. If it has like a the, that's like the Shawshank Redemption. It'd be in the S section. It'd be like Shawshank Redemption, comma the.
Don't you know
Would
the
be
Dewey
the-
Decimal System, Donovan? It was so important. It was.
I just went to a library with my mom a couple weeks ago, and she was talking about the Dewey Decimal System.
Yeah, that's how old
she
I
was,
am.
She was showing it to me.
Okay, so
And I
Sam
was like, why don't
Richardson
you
is.
just Google it?
So Sam Richardson
Sam
is great.
Richardson.
Sam Richardson is like the lead in the first 2 movies, and he plays more of a detective role in the first 2 seasons. He plays more of a detective role in the second season rather than like a witness. You'll know him from Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates. He plays the fiance of their sister, and he has really good comedic timing there too. But he's barely in
He's
the movie.
great.
So he's got great comedic chops. He does like the awkward thing without it being too obvious. And his like witness statement is like a rom-com. So everything is like, but it's all overblown and like parodiized, right? Like it's all like, it's great. And I'm laughing because Nicole's like, why are you laughing? Because like, these are the movies you watch. And I'm just like, because like they're very dorky and very like, you know, meet cute and very funny.
Yeah.
The best one, Donovan, that you should probably watch is The Sisters, who's played by, if I can find her here, Anna Conkle. Anna Conkle, and
Okay.
her witness statement is New Age popism, which is basically it sounds more familiar if I say it like it's the Royal Tenenbaum style.
Huh.
I think they call it like New Age popism or something. Like it is a genre in
Okay.
itself. I don't know if that director made it a genre, but it was considered a genre. Like Napoleon Dynamite and the Royal Tenenbaums and the other movies that he's doing. They even Tiffany Haddish, who plays the detective, her like witness statement is like the '90s thriller for your parents, right? So Basic Instinct, Fatal Attraction, and they parried it. They do it so well. It's just like they nail the aesthetic, and this stuff isn't cheap. And they even do like a brief '80s soap opera with like a great filter. It's really that one's shorter, but like the ones that are more stylistic are usually short. They do a stop motion one, shorter, like little segment of stop motion one. They do they do like a heist one. Jack Whitehall, the brother, is like a heist movie. So like think Heat or Ocean's 11, right? Like they do, and they do it great.
Okay.
Like they're all parodies of these genres, but they're done so incredibly well and filmed so well that you're just like, this
Yeah.
is like they're just nailing it. Like I said, Nicole was offended that they were nailing the Downton Abbey Bridgerton thing so well. She was getting upset because just like, I'm here for this typewriter, and I loved him right away. And I'm just like, oh my god, this is what you love. You love this. You love this.
Accurate.
Highly recommend it. It's great.
I've
Fantastic.
seen the first season and I love it. I never saw season 2. Because I watched it when season 1 came out, so there wasn't season 2 yet. But you're saying I
Equally
should go back
good.
and watch season 2.
We went in being like, how are they? But
Oh.
there's another murder. Are you kidding? And like they lean into that joke too. Another murder, like seriously. So a great
Yeah.
twist that I didn't see coming. Like there's a good twist at the end. You don't know who did it until like the very end. Like you're putting stuff together and then you look back at it. And even I caught some stuff this time around, like in the background happening. I'm like, wait, that's relevant. That's relevant too. And and it was, but we didn't. We were both wrong. But that's really cool. They keeps you guessing. It makes sense. The killer makes sense and is very thematic and good reveal.
Okay.
It's just so incredibly well done. The creator Christopher Miller, which is like the most generic name I've ever heard, I think, directed by John Smith. He created the series, I guess, and wrote a lot of it. And I guess he has some he was a producer for Across the Spider-Verse. Wow.
Hey, that's a good thing to have on your goddamn resume.
Good for him. Yeah, producer. Look at that.
Look at that.
It looks like he worked
That
in
is beautiful.
animation for a long time. So good for him for getting a he was an exec produce on Solo? What?
There you go.
Hold on, I have to read a little bit about this guy.
Hey, that movie had some good moments. He might be with the wait, who is this again?
Christopher Miller.
Oh, Greg, this is Lord and Miller. They were supposed to make Solo, and then they got fired. Remember famously when they were directing it, and then they got fired halfway through, and then they brought in like Ron Howard to finish the movie. They're a director duo. They produced Spider-Verse. They like or I don't think they wrote it, but they produced all both the Spider-Verse movies. It's a duo. It's two guys, Phil Lord and Chris Miller. They make everything together. They did they have they're directing a new movie from the guy who wrote the Martian book called Project Hail Mary, which I'm actually reading right now. I got it right here on my desk. But this was like a famous thing, Greg. They got hired to do the direct the Han Solo movie for Disney. They got fired like halfway through production by like Lucasfilm, and everybody was like, "What? This is crazy." They fired the directors halfway through, and then they brought in Ron Howard to finish it, and we never learned why they got fired to this day. Like it was like they just said it was creative differences, but like the cast never really said anything. They never really said anything. People assume it's because they have a bit of a more silly approach to like filmmaking, and they thought maybe Disney didn't like that they were making like the movie silly or something. But yeah, they're a very well-known pair of directors. They've been around for a long time. Lord Miller.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't know who he was at all until this because but executive producer on like that's a big like sometimes it can be just a contract thing. Like I want executive producer credit, like usually, but like it's a big role. Like that means that you're head honcho of the whole thing. So I'm just interested to know what his like background is. If he's like,
I mean, they've been around forever. I don't know what you mean. They've directed a lot of stuff and worked on a lot of stuff, and they're very talented. They've made, I think they did like the Jump Street movies.
Oh, yeah,
They've
you're
been
right,
around
he
since
did,
the
yeah.
2000s.
Jump Street, yeah.
Yep.
I know it doesn't matter. I want to see if like like his dad was an executive at Universal or something like that. That's the thing I want to see if that's
You
the case.
always got to find your pessimistic angle for it.
Well, just anything that proves that nepotism is rampant. Any evidence I can have that proves.
Why do you need to prove that? Do we not already know that as a fact?
I don't think people do, man. I don't think they do. I don't think
You
they
do,
understand
that's
how
all that
small the
matters.
industry is. Actually, how minuscule the industry is.
We know it. RM Squires knows it in the chat. You're like, these people are successful. No, they're not. Let me find a reason to say that they're actually less talented than they are.
No, it's just advantages, just a different advantages to someone else. And part of it is, definitely, I'll admit this wholeheartedly, like a chip on my shoulder. Like I didn't make it. I didn't.
You're salty. You didn't tell us that. We know you're salty. We hear you on the show. Oh, they went to Dartmouth.
I mean, it's part of the reason I don't. I mean, part of the reason our theater sucks. But even if I had a good theater, I probably wouldn't just support the industry just because I'm a little jaded. Is that jaded the right
We
word?
know you're salty.
Is that the right word? Jaded?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just because
You'll
my dad wasn't an executive producer at Universal that gave me a movie to do. You know what I mean? So that is a little that could be frustrating. That's arguably frustrating, and that can be relatable.
That's fine. You also got to work through it and get over it. We got to get you like a therapist or somebody you can tell this to, and they'll give you some tools to not care about it anymore, and that way you can go watch movies and enjoy them.
Yeah, I can't. But like again, like that's also like good production design for After Party too. Just good.
Great. Hey, Apple. I know Asif always clowns Apple because they spend so much money on their projects, but they sure do look good. They make some good looking Some good looking shows and movies.
I mean, like, I think that we talked about that because technology has gotten better, arguably better over the last 2 decades. It's gotten so good. I showed you that. Like, it's not that it's easier to make a film, but the tools have become more accessible. Is that a good way to put it? Right? So now you can get a camera that looks like an IMAX camera for reasonable prices, right? Before you'd have to rent those cameras per day and they'd be tens of thousands of dollars. And now you can just fucking buy one for $5,000 and it can look just as nice. You know what I mean? So I think it's just the tools have gotten easier to do that stuff. Although most of the stuff, it's funny because most of the stuff never changes price points, especially lights. If you look at lighting, professional like movie studio lighting, that stuff hasn't moved, which is interesting. You know, it hasn't gotten more expensive. It's always been expensive, period. It hasn't maybe got more expensive, but yeah, it's a 1K light at my school, which is like a type of light. You went to film school now, like 1K light. You've heard of 1K lights?
Oh, it's a journalism school, but yeah.
Yeah, let's just say like they were like $1,000, but they were also $1,000 in 1970. So like they've maintained that same cost, which is interesting because the technology has. But I think it's changed. Anyway, yeah, the tools have gotten easier to make movies. Have been make the movies look nicer, right? Use of color in the show is also really good. Sorry, this has gone down a rabbit hole of other shit. But yeah, so no, I really liked it.
It's a good show. I like After Party. I need to see season 2. I'll go back for it at some point. Yeah. Let's see. I'm trying to think if I had anything else other than.
Did you talked about Superman and Denny last week?
Yeah, that was last week's review. Fantastic Four. Yeah. I already did. I know what you did last summer. Did you have gosh, I don't know. I think that might be it, right? After Party season 2, Fantastic Four. We've already done the Superman song and dance. I'm gonna go see Weapons next week, the new horror movie from the guy who made Barbarian. I want to see Bad Guys 2 because I like Bad Guys 1. But gee golly, I don't know. I think that might be everything, Greg. Unless you had any last minute anything you wanted to run and scream about from the crowd. Yeah. Well, hey, are you on assignment next week for anything? Are you around? I always have to ask now because we're such a busy group of people.
Like late August through September, I'm gone whole September. Like I'm just gone all that whole month. It's PAX early September, and then I'm going down to Texas for a Gearbox thing, and then I go to. I mean, I don't know if I'm still going to Tokyo Game Show, then Tokyo Game Show at the end of the month. So I'm gone that whole month.
Are you gonna survive, dude?
I think I'll be fine. More worried about flying, actually. Just I keep seeing stuff in the news about like planes catching on fire and emergency landing. And
Greg's like, wow, these planes burning up.
I was like, is it just me because I'm seeing it more, or companies just covering it more because it has to do with like the Trump administration? Like, I don't know. Like, there could be a lot of reasons it's in my news cycle more, maybe because I'm reading the fucking things and they keep recommending it to me, probably.
There's a bit of a sensationalization around airline incidents because we're also terrified of them, and it's something that everybody can relate to. But in reality, thousands and thousands of planes take off and land safely every single day. And you're far more likely to die in a fiery car accident driving to the airport than you ever will on the actual plane itself. So you just keep that in mind and stay safe, and you have a good time. And hey, maybe I'll see you at one of these events. Who knows? I have no idea what the hell I'm doing. I have no travel on the rest of my schedule, which, is fine by me. I wouldn't be too upset about that. But all right, with that then, I'll see you next Thursday, Greg. Our first August episode will be back on 8/7. May or may not be an early episode. I got to check the earnings schedule. But either way, until then, I'm Donovan Erskine. That's been Greg Burke. And this has been Pop Goes the Culture, episode 168. We'll see you next week for a very nice episode. Peace out.